metallic type bonding with the matte white. Looks absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not even a Red Bull fan. But yeah, no, it is very pretty. Tomsic Racing, oh, he's off for a skid up Ferragura. I mean, that is not ideal. But his teammate Prince Oro is heading onto a lap as we head down to turn number 1 into the center. He's heavy on the brakes and flies through on the curb on the inside and nicely on the exit as well. As we head down the Retro Aposta, is going to get the rear wing wide open as we head to Decido de Lago. It'll be the downhill left-hander here. Quite a tricky camber change. It's the old-fashioned circuit, and yeah, we've got some great corners to make moves as well. It's quite tricky on this game overall, but yeah, it's one of them circuits where you might see a few moves heading down to turn 1 and turn number 4. Cruising is retired from the session, so if had a qualifying or anything like that. Pinsoro is flying into Pinarino, and uphill we go. And once again, doing pretty well as Prince Oro, to be honest. It's a pretty clean lap. You want to get the banker lap in. Always better for the brain as well, heading on to the next few laps. But into junk out, and 53.2 in the first 2 sectors. Be the final one, and the overall lap time. Rear wing should open around about now. As there it goes, as we flew past the section point just on the exit of turn number 13. There's a 109.3 for Prince Oro. As rear wing slam shuts. And the first one across the line. Not a bad bank lap at all. His next cross line is the Quita Jar Jar. Heading across lines of 109.5, so about 2 tenths off Prince Oro's time. The Prince heads back to the top. Gunner Gamer, I think he's heading on to his first lap in that first sector, so you know what, we'll ride on board with him for his first lap. Always active in the chat, always a good guy, and always turns up, so yeah, let's see what he does. DRS wide open, flies under the Taikura boards, into turn number 4, gets the car rotated pretty nicely. It's a bit too deep though at the Cedar de Lago, and just before Ferragura invalidates his lap time, so that's got to be the banker lap. Not accessible this time around. Kizzo Lad on the other hand, he's a newbie to me anyway. In the McLaren, the Chrome McLaren, is going purple. Under the 108.7, that's a very strong lap time from himself. Alberto Maracucho is in that middle sector, loses the rear wing, heading to the Pirelli boards, and that is going to be no good for his qualifying session. As we see Polystyrene fly around the circuit as he's trying to get out of the way for a few guys behind him as well. And I'm pretty sure that is a Red Bull coming in behind as well. Is it Cape Royale? It is indeed, who isn't on a lap in the nice Japanese Red Bull livery. But yeah, shame for Alberto, but at least it's only at start of qualifying, and at least he's not out of qualifying. Adam, I'm going to call him Edax, Adam. I'm going to say Adam and ignore the X. But could be wrong. Make sure you let me know if I am wrong. But so far, 53.3 in the first 2 sectors.
That is tripping over your name, Ed.
And so far, doesn't look too bad. He's going to get a bit of slipstream off his teammate as well. There is his teammate, Aston Martin of Connor. And comes to the lines of 109.8, so just ahead of his teammate as well, quite closely matched overall.
The commentator is tripping over your name. I think you've been Ed.
I mean, some people don't allow slipstreams in leagues, but these we do here, so that's good. See a bit of teamwork come into play. But overall, it's a smooth start to qualifying. A few incidents there and then, but overall, everyone getting rubbered in, and it's always good to see a full 20 on the grid, like I said. Just a bit earlier, but yeah, it is good to be back. Like I said, there's Owen, the main man himself, for 109.431 into the top 4, onto second row provisionally. And yeah, that's not too bad from Owen as he heads back on his in-lap, pretty sure. 12 minutes and 15 seconds remain. He's a lad on provisional pole in the Pyre World Champion McLaren. And yeah, I think we've got a few guys still going on laps as well, likes of Max, I'm going to say, in the V-Cab. Heading through the CNOSs, we'll ride on board as we head down the Retro Aposta into the Cedo de Lago. And let's see what it can do in the downhill left-hander. Can be tricky on track limits, like we saw earlier on. Overall, gets the brakes down quite early. Bit of interruption from the kick salver on the inside as we head up Ferragura. Drops the 6th gear and heavy on the brakes as he's going to try and aim for that curb on the inside. Kizzo goes even quick on a 108.6 into Pinarino. We go with Max. Strong lap time from Grandad, who's over 6 tenths ahead at the top. And looking pretty strong is the McLaren as we head downhill to junk out. And heavy on the brakes, down to 3rd gear on the curb on the inside, hits it pretty well, to be honest. Not a bad last corner. Hasn't been the cleanest lap though, I've got to say. It seemed a bit tentative as well on the throttle on a few exits of the corners. DRS wide open for the V car. Let's see where Max goes. He gets slight shifting from the Alpine as well. Goes P2 at 108.9 and just shy of Kizzo Lad's time. Got another 3 tenths in it, but yeah, quite a strong lap there, especially for a banker. 10 minutes to go still, so yeah, you could see Max dropping a better time than that, but Kizzo Lad still at the top in that Chrome McLaren, and 108.610 to beat in Tier 2 Round 2. So yeah, overall strong starts for Kizzo. As Grandad Gamer, is he finally going to get a lap time in as he heads up Ferradura, and heavy on the brakes into turn number 8 and Pinheirino. And from there, we're going to fly up to turn number 10. And yeah, nicely done from himself. Just needs to get his lap time in. It's important for Grandad Gamer in the Kickstarter to get that lap time in. His first 2 sectors, he goes purple in second sector. See how true that is for Grandad Gamer. As in the Kickstarter, going to get the DRS wide open to the line. And can he try and challenge for the top 5? From P19, hasn't got a lap in so far, tops it into P3, 109.0, strong opening lap for Grandad Gamer. Finally gets one on the board, and that could be an important one, already solidifying a decent qualifying for himself, but can he challenge a pole position later on in qualifying? Alberto Maracuccio invalidated once again, obviously made a mistake on that first run and invalidated this one. Yeah, struggling to get a lap on the board. Tom Slick has also done the same. It is quite tricky with track limits overall. Few drivers out there struggling with it. PG Connor has improved and goes into P7, improved by 5 tenths of a second. His teammate still yet to improve on his first time, so we'll have a look if anyone else on a lap time as well. Into the first sector with Vintage AR1, I think he's just completed a lap. Not so rapid Hagen. Let's see, he's been uphill, and yeah, we'll see once he comes down to junk out if he has improved and if he can improve from here. As tentative on a turning, 10 seconds down, not exactly winning an improvement. Alf on the rand is a 10.5 up in that first sector. There's a bit more in that in the second and the final one, but let's see if he's left any time out there. He's not leaving any room for error, and that's causes mistakes just like that. The rear slide and kick out and lock up, and invalidates his lap times. Gonna have to go again. But it looks like he might have a bit more time in there. Looks a bit racy. Defro 10.5 in the first sector alone, but the second sector, I think he's made a few mistakes on his previous laps as well. That would show why he'd be down in them positions. Alberto Maracuccio has validated once again. Tom Slick Racing on the other hand has not. So let's see where he can put his car. Here's ahead around sector 2. 56.7 in the first 2 sectors. One was over the curb on the inside, and overall going to fly through the gears and to a line for his first lap on the board. Bit tentative to turn in, it looks, to be honest, but overall he needs to get his lap time on. In the Mercedes, Silver Arrow pops it only into P16. But to Maracuccio, can he finally get a lap time on the board? Alfredo does, pops it up to P8 with a 109.4, and that was a close call. And I think that was with Tom Slick Racing. Yeah, it must have been heading down to turn number 1.
Best lap so far, 1 minute,
Alfredo
09.0.
into P8. Not a bad lap time. He's still got time to go out again. And yeah, overall, that was just a little eye to this man, Alberto Maracuccio. Can he get a lap time on the board? I wonder what Crew Steamers and Mellow Space are going to be like at the back. I wonder if they've got an quality ban or this is just for their own fun. They've been told to go to the back of the grid, but it's only round 2. And yeah, nothing's been decided yet. A long season ahead. And Alberto Maracuccio finally getting the first 2 sectors in illegally and in the track limits. 53.4, I think it was, in the first 2 sectors. Let's see what it is in the last one for Alberto. And gets the rear wing wide open. And to a line we go from P18. Finally gets a lap time in, only into P15 though. 110.270. And yeah, definitely room for a better time there. Pintora on the other hand is absolutely flying on this lap and could easily find himself maybe on the front row challenging Max in the V-carb. Not too close to Kizzo Lad though. Let's see what I can do in this middle sector. He's improving quite a lot, I'm pretty sure. In the first sector, he's 7.5 tenths up in the first 2 sectors. Could be challenging Kizzo Lad if he improves on the rates that he is doing. Final sectors go. Bit of a mistake on the exit of Junkao. DRS wide open for the Silver Arrow. Prince Oro, can he get back to the top spots? He can at 108.561. Prince Oro stops the time and grabs position of pole with 6 minutes to go. Kizzo Lad still in the pit lane.
Probably get this in the 108 one.
Once again, did it at the start of qualifying and has taken it back from Kizzo Lad in the McLaren. Strong lap time there from the Mercedes, and Silver
It's not going to happen with me.
at the top.
Good luck.
108.561 as you look further back in the grid to
I have to go cautious on that lap because I invalidate
just
the first
under
one.
half a tenth in that first sector. We'll head to the middle sector now. And
I'll push it a little bit on my final one if I invalidate.
The track full of elevation changes
You
downhill.
people are going quick underneath. We can see a few purple sectors going on.
Back from Junkao, and Owen is flying through. See if he can try and improve on that position, improve on that time, try and get himself into the top 5, and you never know, it could be a good starting point from there. Into Junkao, only improving by 22 milliseconds. Needs definitely a bit more time than that. Maybe a bit more to try and beat to Red Dogmatic in P6.
You'll get oversteer if the rear tyres lose grip before the front. Usually this will be coming from a lack of rear downforce or an overly stiff rear suspension. But a little tweak with negative camber or toe-in can also help with this.
And go again later in qualifying. Connor, I think, has just improved by 5 tenths per second. That would explain the bit of a dodgy line into the first corner. Edam on the other
Now you've been called Edam. Now you're a cheese.
mistake coming downhill to Junkao. And yeah, from turn 10, struggling it seems. Still improving in the first 2 sectors. Needs a bit more time though. He's only on 109.8, and yeah, wants at least try and get a 0.5 on the board, try and get himself into the top.
And I have fuel for 1 more lap.
And improves by 2 tenths, but not enough to get into the top 10. Goes up to P11 though, and Bella nothing. Decent lap time there from the position he was in. As Alf coming back into the pit lane. I'm pretty sure Connor isn't on a lap as well, so it might be the wait now for the final runs, and I think this could be one of them unless he goes again. It is the man in P3. It is Max. 108.981 to beat by himself. And if he wants to try and gain pole or onto that front row, 108.610 is the minimum. 108.561 is the one he wants to beat. And he's backed out of this lap. I think that's why he gave himself a bit of extra time, a bit of extra room for error. As Red Dogmatic also heading on to a lap time. And it back uphill at Ferradura and gets off the power pretty well there over the curb, clambers it quite well as well. As the Alpine in the back, I think, is not so rapid Hagen and caps him slightly as well. What Red Dogmatic can do. Kizzo Lad and Prince Oro still in the pit lane. I think it might be Prince Oro who's coming out. It could be his teammate on the ground, Tom Slick, racing at the back in P18, the other Mercedes. Red Dogmatic improving by 2 tenths of a second though in the Haas. And the American branded team flying to the line once again. This could be his final run in qualifying. A 109.398 is his current time. Can he get
what time, Red? Nice one.
Or into the top 5? Across the line he goes into P4, onto the second row, 3 thousandths behind Max. It is very, very close. Max is still yet to run. Strong lap time overall for Red Dogmatic. And into P4, very strong starting position, and could easily challenge for the podium from there in the race. Max heads on his lap once again. We'll have a few times coming since then though. As Hagen in the Alpine, his teammate Alberto Maracuccio needs to get a lap time in as well. And yeah, still have the front 2 in the pit lane. I'm pretty sure actually now I've just seen orange icon. Oh, is that a late move from, I'm pretty sure that's Mason in P10. Just try and get out of the way here, but Max heading up Ferradura. And let's see if he can get a bit of impeding here. I think that's Red Dogmatic in
almost 4 tenths.
That could be a struggle from there. Does get out of the way on the exit. You're heading to Pingarino. He's going to back out this time as you head back up here. I don't think he is, so he's going to keep on the throttle. You head on the exit of turn number 10. Downhill, left-hander from here. heading over the sector 2 lines, and it's only 17,000 up. And he definitely had a lot more time in it. Is he going to back out and go again? He's not. He's deploying the battery, flying through 7th, now into 8th gear, and through and over boards. DRS wide open. P3 the beats. Can he at least improve his time? He can indeed. That's the improvement of only 1/10 per second. Not into the top 2, but could solidify that top 3 start on the second row, just ahead of Red Dogmatic. And let's see behind if anyone else is ready to come across the line, solidify their positions on the grid too. As I think we have Mason as well. Is he on a lap time? No, it's not. It's going to go no starting his lap time. So Ryan Watt with 9P2 is held provisional pole for quite a long time, this until Prince Oro came back and quite back with a 108.561. There's a lad on the other hand. 108.610, not a lot to beat. He's already better in the first sector. If he can maintain that time, this could be really strong, and it could be an absolute dominant pole position today, because we've had a 10th and a half up purple sector 1, fastest of everyone in the first sector, up past Ferragura. Nice uphill climb there. Heavy on the brakes into turn number 8 as we head into Pinarino at turn number 9. Gets the car rotated pretty well, and on the exit on the power, climbing up to 5th gear, heavy on the brakes. And once again down to third gear. Nice camber change as well. Rear wheel, he's done that pretty nicely, but I'm just absolutely baffled at what I've just seen there. What is that bastard Martin doing? On the exit of sector 2 on the run is 2.5 temps up. Very, very strong in the first 2 sectors. Here's your line flying to your line. Surely this is going to be the provisional pole for the Grand Prix, if not pole position overall. It absolutely is. 108.230. What a lap time from Kizo Lab. And that is spectacular, but still, we've got this man to beat. Prince Oro on a lap time, 2,000th up in the first sector. What has he got in the middle?
Making me sweat there, Red.
Sector, as we saw how clean it was from the McLaren up on provisional pole, and Oro beat it. The Prince himself returns to Brazil and flying into Pinarino. Once again, stays on the power, holds it quite well.
Yeah,
On the exit, that's not ideal. And once again, heading into turn 10, needs a good final part of the lap if he wants to challenge anywhere near pole. He needs 3/10 of a second. In sector 2, he's actually down by 75 milliseconds. This isn't going to be good enough for provisional pole or pole overall. You only have 2 more guys that you get set lap times.
Third and I'm fourth.
Just seen Alberto Maracuccio across line.
Yeah, the pole position guys are reserved though, so we're all getting it
stays in P2,
place up
still a
point.
front row start, strong overall, but made a few mistakes.
He's a tier 1 guy.
So that means
That's what happened to last week's winner, wasn't it?
For the Grand Prix, which take place in a few moments' time, as we'll head through the standings. Now, Kizolad on pole position on the front row alongside Prince Oro. It's Max alongside Grand Gamer on that second row. In P5 is Red Dogmatic, and the Quito Jar Jar in P6 lines up alongside Edam, alongside PRL Owen in P7 and P8. Top 10 for Owen, not bad overall. PG13, Connor in P9, Alfredo in P10. Not bad for the Ecuadorian, 109.478. I think he snuck in at the death there. Mason in P11 could not improve on his final run. Stray Dog in P12, Vintage AR5 in P13, and Not So Rapid Tiger in P14. We'll head to the race in a few moments' time.
No, that will not be doable. Probably like...
Fuel to take.
Right, here we go then. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, race! Have it. Red Dogmatic, great qualifying. Good
I
to
thought
see.
my game
Right,
crashed.
Anyway, let's get into
The
the
sound
race
stopped.
now. Into the race view,
On
just so I don't miss when the silence breaks and the battle begins. I actually nearly forgot my own quote then, but don't worry, it won't be the first time anyway. I do it quite often. Yeah, it's the first comms gig in a while, so
I'll go right on 36 laps of fuel, and it'll end up probably what, half a lap above.
But yes, impressive
If there's no
28
safety
drivers on the
cars.
grid. Obviously, the F1 game isn't
Yeah,
doing the best at
I
the
usually
moment.
do
We're
a
still
bit
waiting
of sim
for
technical
a
usage.
new
I've forgotten
edition
to
with 26 cars anyway. But yeah, hopefully
I will do the same I did
2027 is
in fall.
good enough anyway. Both league racing once again. You even got the big league struggling at the top. So
I have to be on most of the top pack here. Granddad's going to be on mediums.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be surprised, or not gonna be happy with me being slow up there.
And let's see what it's like in the race. And
I'm going for a medium start.
Anyway,
If there's a safety car, I might flick it to a hard.
in Brazil, and it's
see what goes on.
It's a fantastic old-fashioned circuit. Camber changes.
Yeah, I was starting mediums as well.
Did you see the safety car last night? What a mess!
Lakes, and yeah, it's always a good one, and always gets a bit of
Came out for like one lap. It hadn't even picked up the leader and released them all.
It's quite cloudy up there. Let me get
Gifted the guy the win.
Are they in those shot clouds?
Like 20-second lead.
The graphics in the game tell me that, but you never know. You never know. We'll have to have a look, wait and see, and see what the weather brings. See what happens. You're waiting for, especially in turn 1.
Actually, not. I'm
Run
not
down
gonna
to
do
turn
that.
1 by any means.
I remember that I like the hards more.
As we get ready for the race, we'll have a quick sip of water. So bear with
You're
me.
going to alternate
And,
down.
let's get ready to roll.
I'm gonna pit earlier than the game wants me to. Run a little bit longer stint on the hards. But I'm gonna start on medium.
You had a ginormous overcut last week. What did that do?
Yeah. I took 3 or 4 cars with that one. Pretty sick, actually. Not press A. Do not press A. It's like you have the big red button and you just want to... Dude. Better stay in the strategy screen.
Stay away from it.
Yeah. If I press A, I just select the strategy.
Yep. I dropped my tires all the way down too. Here we go. Good luck.
Good luck. Remember, slow and steady wins the race.
Not one in turn 1. Here we go.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys, go in the formation lap. You know, I actually forgot about the formation lap as well. I could have had the camera on the whole time. That is my bad. I always forgot we did a formation lap here, but it's alright. The lap gets away after he's in formation. Let's head round the lap one more time.
We got Jaja behind us here, Grandad.
Teammate. Yeah, and it started on the stop. Pole position guys on hard. 3rd place is on hard.
The lad rounds out from the formation lap. Do you know what we'll do then? Bit of Alex Bagnall tyre talk. And get a lad on the hards.
The second one.
Hard medium.
Is he on hards as well?
Mediums. Max goes for hards. Right now there's controversial one.
CH is on hards.
Which is pretty crazy to me. It's Connor who went for softs. But I think in his head he went for early safety car.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
Go mediums. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'd just go mediums, just in case. Because you don't know when that safety car's going to be. Owen and Connor, I'd see the square by himself, corner formation. But anyway, we're head round the final corner for final time before we do
Very
get
spread
racing.
out.
We're getting tyres nice and
Alfredo
toasty.
is
Gonna lead us
trying
away
to
from
get
pole
the head.
position. Prince Oro, Max, Grandad Game, Red Dogmatic, Laquito, Jar Jar, Adam, Owen, Connor, Alfredo, top 10 today. And let's see who rounds out on top overall on the podium. Ooh,
point
Kilo
eight.
gets a
Let's try and get
bad
Better than going over.
Broke a bit earlier.
Yep. Take it nice and easy for Grandad.
Advantage because of that. But anyway,
Not bad.
it's mellow space. Round out the back of the grid.
Have a good race, guys.
At the back, Cruise Stevens and
Yeah.
space. Didn't get a
Good
lap in.
luck.
Now I'm tired. Early doors. Go to the grid. Let's get ready for the race.
Good luck,
It's
Brazil.
round 2 here in Brazil. All Prospects E-Racing League. Tier 2. Round 2. Into Lagos. Kizolan on pole. Brinsoro in P2. Let's head to the lights. First time for me this season. We had 5 red lights here inside us. Tier 2, round 2. And the silence breaks. And the battle begins as we head down to turn number 1.
Oh, I'm sandwiched.
Didn't get away too well. Brinsoro gets a fantastic start. Down into the Senemesis. A big exit though from Pigola, who gets the position back. And turn
Good
number
start,
2
Grandad.
and 3.
I might
So
have
far, we're going to be
smashed,
fighting
but
all the
we'll
way
see.
down the rest of the post.
Oh, Owen's out.
Yeah, Mason just slammed into me and I just slammed into over.
That's for certain. Owen out. Tom Slick Racing
I got
also
sandwiched between them.
also out of the session. And is that our first safety car? But I tell you what, that was a huge shunt.
Hurt.
Owen, Kizolan does get away well and gets all sorted. And we've got these cars at the back clogging up.
I think it would be a restart.
10-second type of ignoring yellow flag.
Okay,
huge crash
VSD
of Owen.
ending. We're going green.
Didn't even
Maintain
get
positive
past
delta
the
until the
first
green
sector.
flags.
And huge instant there on the main man himself.
Right,
He
yeah,
didn't
right.
make it. Turn number 4 and down the Retta Aposta. Shame, big shame to have that sort of crash. It's only a virtual safety car, so we get racing once again. Kizolan on the exit, flying down the main straight. Benefits him, that's for certain. Grandad game 1.3 seconds back already from the front two. No, these two are quick, but that's not going to help anyone behind have a shot if they did not qualify well and do have race pace overall. Here is, oh, that's very deep there from the Ferrari of Stray Dog Racing. The Quinto Jar Jar makes a move on Grandad game. They didn't quite catch that because of the instant behind. Here's Stray Dog Racing on Cape Boy Alf, side by side between the pair. The Red Bull outside. This is what makes it interesting. The Senemesis, one has the inside but can easily fight back around the outside into 2 for Max. And Grandad Game are also fighting out there. Grandad Game is struggling. Has he got damage, or is this just pure racecraft and race pace that he's struggling with so far? But yeah, he's only up to out of 36. 34 laps remain. Strategies to decide. And after that first incident, anything can happen in this race. That is for certain. Edam might be going for a move here. He's very very close to the car in front. And that is the kick start of Mason. It's about the P8. And the grid shook up because of that incident now. And yeah, huge fight into the name. The Quinto Jar Jar is making slight inroads on the front two. 1.3 seconds it was. Just under 1.1 seconds momentarily there. But yeah, these guys get DRS wide open for Brinsoro, and that's not going to help because Jar Jar, but this is it to keep battling. Brinsoro looking to the outside, keeps Kizo on the inside, switch from the pair, and Kizo places his car very well there to keep him back. And but here we go again, got to get a dose of DRS down the Retta Aposta. We'll head to Decido Lago, outside line it'll be for Brinsoro, and he make it round the outside. He gets very tight on the exit and downhill, but overall not too bad. Has to stay behind, but yeah, definitely knocking on the door. That's going to help the Quito Jar Jar close in and try and get DRS by the end of this lap. Good defence from Kizolan in the Senemesis. Does what's right, gets the switch back, so he has the inside line for turn number 2, and that ultimately keeps Brinsoro behind. But yeah, the McLaren still on top on lap 3, 33 laps remaining. Brinsoro showing some pace, but obviously on the medium compound, softer tyre. And yeah, Kizolan might want to, if he keeps him behind for the first part, still doesn't let him shoot away on the medium compound tyre. Really going to help his strategy and what he does in this race as well, and make sure Brinsoro doesn't get the undercut by too much when going onto the hard compound side if he is doing a hard medium, or medium hard, sorry, in this race. The Quinto Jar Jar very close to DRS, not quite in it though. 1.2 is the gap. We're going to head down to Senemesis, and very close to the pair. We're going to head back to the Aston Martin battle with Mason twice through with the DRS. No real battle there. Alfredo might be looking to get through as well. Mason, who seems to be struggling at this phase. Max is also very close to Quito Jar Jar, looking to make a move to the inside. Doesn't really want to fight this one, Quito, but overall, yeah, nice and fair. Gets through, and it seems Max can try and get themselves in. DRS will help the Quito and Grandad going as well. Close into the front two, keep the battle alive for the race win, and overall could really heat up the race in the long run. But here is a battle here of Stray Dog and Alf in the Red Bull versus the Ferraris. Both Ferraris versus one Red Bull are both trying to work together here. Crew Stevens cannot get through as well. Damage, I think, on Stray Dog as well on the front right end plate of that car. But overall, can't make his way through. Can Alf at this phase of the race might have to wait until dash down to turn number 1. Bit of grass on the exit of Stray Dog. That's not going to help his line in the next few corners. But still, big mistake. There goes Crew Stevens KYL. Big snap on the rear on the exit of turn number 10. Big instant for himself there. Kizzo out front. Max setting fastest lap of the race. Can he try and get in DRS? It's so close. Needs a good exit out of the center.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Nearly losing DRS to Max as well. That will not help him at all. Max with a really strong lap there. Matching pace with the front two. And Brizzaro still close, making a mistake though on the exit of the Cedo de Lago, going a bit wide. That might cause a track limits violation. Number 1, Alfredo on the Grand is in a battle with Edam in the Aston Martin. And so far heading back up Ferragura, cannot make a move just yet. Might have to wait another lap to get through with that DRS. And yeah, the Clito Grandad just looking now, has lost DRS now. Max, you can see him just over 1.1 seconds, dip back in it temporarily, needs it on the exit of John Cow. And Brizzaro still quite close to Kizzo Lad, hasn't shot off just yet. And when his tyres do become the favourable option, that will help him, but he needs to still defend from Brizzaro. These guys rearing open, 3 attempts in the gap. Who can defend, who can attack, who can make the move, and who can take the race lead? Heading into turn number 1, 3 attempts isn't close enough. Good defence once again, Kizzo Lad once again takes the right line. That's really going to help on the exit on the centre S's. We've got a battle here with Grandad Gamer and the Clito Jar Jar, who's losing pace and losing track of Max on the exit of the centre S's. Is leaving time to Grandad Gamer 2. Kick Sauber fighting for position in behind. I see Edam as well. Also fighting for position on Alfredo.
He's holding up.
To move up into P7, and that's going to help him push on in this race. Maybe chase after Red Dog Mike. 2.8 is the gap. Race not over for himself. Laps
Gave me a chance to catch up.
30 laps to go. Not a quick 6 laps to start the race. So yeah,
scrapping a bit.
Going to be an interesting race in the long term. Still got some good.
Grab in the middle.
Max has finally got back in that DRS as well. So maybe a poor lap from people like Orlo, and that's allowed Max to get through. Good pushing work from Max. And yeah, can really push on and try and put a bit of pressure on Prince Orlo. That could be important for the strategy options too. But so far the McLaren looking good. The Papaya is denying the Prince, and at the moment looking good on top on a favourable strategy. If he can lead the race and keep Prince Orlo behind, with Max looks to be inside, he chases down Prince Orlo. P2 might just be on. The fight for the lead is definitely on at the moment. But when Akizola's tyres gonna become favourable, that's gonna throw a different equation in the mix. Stray Dog and Crew Steamers going side by side. There goes Stray Dog, and with no front right end plate. It is not the best end plate to lose, but definitely on this circuit, definitely not the worst. No one wants to lose an end plate. It could definitely affect temps on the lap. But yeah, it is a anti-clockwise circuit, so yeah, front left end plate would be a lot worse than the front right. Mellow space. And a battle going off there, and I think that was a battle with Alf heading down to turn number 1. Not the best race on Alf. Another instant for himself, and dropping down to P17. So yeah, not the best way to start the season, but it is only round 2. Long way to go. I think a few mistakes here from Pinsaro as he struggles from behind. As there you see Kizolad in the distance from behind over the Petras rearing of the Silverado Mercedes. There's Max, who is caught up pretty well. DRS protecting Pinsaro at this time.
Oh, Jojo's gone off, careful.
Making mistakes, Kizolad will shoot off. They lose the DRS, and then the significant pressure from the man in behind. What's happened in behind though? Heading down to that's a crash with Lacrito Jar Jar, and that is maybe with Grandad Game. We'll have to have a look. Safety car is out. In the other stages
Innocent, never touched him, went off by himself.
The kicks out, doesn't seem to have any damage, so maybe making contact, maybe not. I was about to look back for the battle, and that's sending Lacrito Jar Jar out of the race, and that's a shame. It's a hurt, it's a stab. For maybe a long run in the season, could be important points there. And drops to nothing overall. Could have been a top 5 finish, could have even been a podium if anything happens to the front runners. That instant there, taking it away for himself. And yeah, overall, could get interesting now for the top 5. Red Dog might climb it into P5. We'll have a look at position changes as well. So far, the top 5 unchanged. And yeah, he'd have up 1 position into P6. Alfredo up 3 positions into P7 from P10. Mason from P11 up to P8. And Danny Dine 70 up 8 positions from P17. Trying to performance on himself. In the pit lane comes Kiddo Lan, and this is going to really hurt his strategy, isn't it? He's on the harder compound tyres. Let's go to the mediums. Prince Oro, I think, might be able to run to the end on his hards, so yeah, it's going to keep it interesting near the end, and that could have ruined Kiddo Lan's race unless there might be another safety car, but out he goes.
Come on.
His team is also at 9 positions
back into
in the back of the grid.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
You
only have to stop once now. One stop left.
And as I just say that, commentator's curse, getting a 10-second time penalty. That is my apologies. It had to happen. It was the first time back. I had to commentate curse someone. So I apologise. I did not mean to do that. Anyway, Kiddo Lad is going to nearly fly past the safety car. They'll line up behind the safety car on lap number 9. And we have 26 laps to go. And
this is our true position.
yeah,
we're on the same strategy. They've pitted as well as us, so warm up your tyres and make the most of this.
Racing, Kiddo Lad and Prince Oro as well have been very, very clean with each other. They're battling. Definitely going to get first when we go through the race. But 3 out so far. Tom Slick, PRL in after that incident on lap number 1. With Tom Slick, I'm pretty sure that might have been second. I'm not too sure. We'll have to look back after the race. Peter Jaja out of the race. I think he had an incident with Grandad Gamer, or maybe just lost the rears at turn number 1.
Stop fucking speculating. I booted him off the track. I did not touch him.
Strong opening start for Kiddo Lad, Prince Oro. Max also, I think it's had the strongest start.
Yeah, I saw him spin too on my POV Grandad. I've got lots of proof.
He was dead before I passed him.
He's had a good race so far. Could be on cost some good points.
It's bound to happen anyhow.
Did he DNF or just broken wing?
He went through the S's and just spun off. Whether his tyres were dead, I don't know. Commentate.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless he's got an ad break on.
I have him on my poster. Spectating the McLaren in the front.
What do we got up here?
Oh, I think it's going to go around again.
It's one medium though. What with the rest of them?
Medium and in front, then Prince on hard, Max on medium, I'm on hard, you're on hard behind you, somebody's on soft, my teammate's on soft. Yeah, somebody else on soft at the back as well.
Yeah, I think that was the engineer strategy. Because my engineer told me to go for softs and then to mediums again later on.
Is that what you're doing?
So another lap round safety car.
No, I'm doing hard.
As well. Unless it is, this could be this lap. No, we've only had one, haven't we?
The engineer wanted me to do softs now and change to mediums later.
The pit lane. Saidai is back in a lobby. Good on him. He's had a good race so far, so it would be a shame to lose him, especially in this race. This is the race. And
thinking the same thing.
yeah, so far.
Take care of them here.
Which is good. His teammate up in P5, so it's a good start for Haas. That's a certain state. Danny Dine up 8 positions. Red Bell might hold in position in P5 in the top 5. And could be on for a pretty strong result and pretty strong point scoring position. But yeah, Don't know what happened with Vintage JF5 down 4
So I'm gonna hope for a safety car around lap 20 or so.
Yeah,
20 to
safety car
25.
lap 20, as long as I'm not the cause of it or in it.
Pretty green on the left-hand side. There's a few out of the race.
Just put it out.
Who looks quite strong for a top 5 finish out.
That's because they can.
Owen from the top 8 down. On lap
Now I'm carrying an extra 3 laps to go now.
Could get a race start. Follow
Yeah, me too.
that one as well. They can should 9 minutes lap. And should get going.
Let's see if that helps me then.
Current lap times around 1:20, I'd say, or 1:16 on the safety
I'm
car.
1.7 laps above.
Safety car.
Going.
Safety
You
car in
got it
this
right
lap.
in with the
Safety
fuel
car
bed,
in
dog,
this lap.
nice and
Make
light.
sure those tyres are up to temperature. Remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Once again on the exit for junk out. How early is Kizzlad going to go? How late is Kizzlad going to go? Let's find out.
Go.
Go.
We could side by side to get north on the exit of junk
He's
out.
going to wait for the line. Oh, he's gone.
Instant, I think Mellow spaced. Vintage R5 has lost the rig and lost it at junk out, but gone as Kizzlad. Green flag would once again, and a good restart from himself. Gap Pretoria by a slight margin.
Ooh, cold hard tires.
Second, that's enough to keep him behind. Into turn number 1, straight off into the pit lane. Don't know what he's going for in terms of strategy.
Alfredo has the same problem.
We'll have to wait and see. But strong top Kizzlad 9/10 clear, and does have the softer medium compound tyres. Needs to make its advantage work. Pretoria in
They both understeer and oversteer.
with Max.
Made some of the soft sis coming through so quickly.
If Max can get through, then Gamer 1 second behind Max as well. In the top 4, can he try and fight for the podium today? Will be quite strong. He's got another opportunity to do
Struggling
so.
on nice colds.
Into the mid pack. With Mason opting for softer compound tyres. He's fighting, needs to fight Evan. He head uphill once again. And looking close to the pair, but no
got a lot of spare energy.
Crew
Okay
Steamers,
to use
and
your
I'll go to my
overtake
Pedro
button.
Paul. Restart from Crew Steamers. He looked quite well in the race for P19. He was up to P10 at one point. But yeah, at the moment, fighting with Alf on the softer compound tyres. I'll make it tricky for himself in the strategy. They have to pit again.
Okay, the stewards have now
But yeah,
enabled
we'll have a strong
DRS.
final
DRS
stint
is now
in
online.
terms of pace. Kizzlad gets fastest lap of the race. We'll quickly look back to Crew Steamers as well to make sure he does get this move done into turn number 1 into the centre S's. The iconic centre S's outside line, going to make his stick. I'm pretty sure it's on the inside line for the next corner. And overall, very strong, but it goes off track with the Red Bull. Crew Steamers gets back through. It's close to in the pair, but now we've got a big battle for P2. Kizzlad's gaps by 1.5 seconds. Max trying to get through on Prince Oro, who started P2. This could be a big come up in position. Max showing pace in the other stages, showing even more pace right now. Once Kizzlad has locked Prince Oro from his DRS drag reduction system, and so far Max right on the rear. We head back uphill to turn number 10 on the exit. The gap's around 3.5 tenths of a second, dropping to 4 tenths as you head downhill in that dirty air as well. A little bit of junk out, all about this exit. Or Max, if you can try and make this move, it might have to go all the way down the Retro Poster into the Seago.
Really careful with this times.
And
Let's try to follow this.
Okay, gap ahead, 3.2 seconds.
Second down to 2.5 tenths. Looks to the inside line, but cannot make a move. So far, Red Dog Knight on the Grandad. Can he make a move down the inside of Grandad Gamer, who's struggled for pace in the early stages of this stint? Pixaro under pressure once again. Hasn't got DRS to Kizzlad. Here comes Max down the inside. At Desina Delago, heavy on the brakes, lovely down the inside. Placement of the car. The RB flies up to P2. Huge change in position. Max gets up to P2. A well-deserved P2. He's fought that one pretty hard. And overall pace been absolutely there for him. Now you can see if he can chase the race leader Kizzlad. He probably does have to stop again, but so does Max too. He's also on the medium compound tyres. Prinzaro might try and keep this one out until the end of the race. That could keep him an advantage. The trick of his sleeve will have to stop again. That will lose another 20 seconds. But yeah, Max and Kizzlad can try and use that track advantage, pit again, have the better tyres to the end of the race and gain that 20 seconds back in the pit lane. But anyway, Max up into P2, Oro down to P3. He's the long game, them to a short game, and let's see who can come out on top overall. Kizzlad 1.2 clear, Max, who's moved it into P2. Here's Brinzaro coming to fight it back down to turn 1, gets it back as well. That's going to help Max, because on the exit of this corner here, going to get the DRS once again. Right, this one through, this might help him get back in the DRS, because I might be helping Sugar out of this phase in the race. It'll be crucial until the end as well. There goes Max down the inside at the Seal Divider once again, and back up to P2. Oro trying to fight it, but this time around Max at a better pace as it seems, and gives a lad 1.9 second clear. If nearly off 2 seconds, and yeah, gap in at the minute out front. Alfredo and Mason going side by side. Alfredo gets through up to P7, covering the inside line there was Harden as well. There's no space, that's a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Multiple warnings. Not many track limits penalties so far.
To the car in front,
to half race distance.
3.6 seconds.
And so far he's like 1.9 seconds clear out front. But the midfield pack is definitely hotting up overhead to E11. We've got a front runner of it. But I can't get through just yet.
You want it, go for it.
And Red Bull Agata fighting Prinzaro and Max swapping positions once again as we try to help each other close in on Kiddo Lad. And here
Sorry, Grandad took up a lot of space there.
Oh, we're at it.
Down at the center S's. And once again, Red Bull finally.
You get the DRS for a while here.
Yeah.
A few other drivers have found 3 tenths magically.
On the inside.
I think might be able to keep this one. There's Max and Oro. Do seem to be helping each other out of vintage AF5. Whereas do not crash that on this race is in the pit lane with tyres. And Red Bull Mike does
Give
keep
him a
the
show.
this time around. Good placement. Good opening first sector. And that's going to keep him P4. 5 seconds. He's already the gap. Do the top 3 though, but you've got to be there. Squabble up positions and maybe take a podium in this race. Alfredo on the run, still right on the back of Edam in P6 and still to fight for P6. He'll do the closing in the Grandad gamer as well and helping in his search for the top 5. 1.3 is the gap to that top 5 and yeah, a few good strong laps together or maybe picking up the scraps of the car in front could really help. That Prinzaro once again. Top position. Oh, it's close. Oh, that's going to be damage. That's got to be damage for the front right end plate. Oh, Prinzaro, it's going to take him out of contention for the race.
Damage ahead.
Out until the end of it too. Max.
They're 5 seconds ahead of us.
Trying to swap positions once again and help each other
Prince
close
got
in.
damage
Made it
apparently.
a lot worse, Prinzaro. And
yeah, Prince is dropping off.
Front right end plate lost. Bob Prinzaro is going to struggle up Ferragura as well. And the Silver Arrow crew's been taken out of contention and fully wiped out of any sort of contention till the end of the race. Only for pits now for another set of hards and
yeah, got a second on Prince dropping off.
competition he's already in now, but I think from there on really struggled. He's already lost the DRS to Max.
See that?
And Max is also struggling to keep up with Kiddo Lad. He's flying out front with these two not helping each other.
These hards are finally feeling good.
I mean, that's thrown a curveball into the mix. Max and Oro making contact. Oro with damage, and the Prince is being, I mean, strictly loyal is with that front right end plate damage.
Gone in.
Game.
No,
Big
stay there.
for Prince Oro. And halfway through the race, that's just up for himself. He
Pretty
definitely
skilled
has
driver.
pace to
Take him a lap
maybe
or two and he'll get
but
the hang of
he's
it.
a lad out front and take what's his and the race win at the end, but still.
Oh yes, DRS.
Sorry, would have liked to see him in it.
Thank you.
Overall.
Okay, so gap to the
over.
car ahead.
Anything can happen. Safety car could bring him back in it. We'll go the long shot, and the ball is now in Kiddo Lad's caught, and Max has got.
Oh, yes,
And he gives a good action, bit of action for the race win. But a bit more battling behind as well, as that is Alf, who noticed in the pit lane, now space in pit lane.
Slide.
Mason also. I don't think that is Mason. I don't think some wheels under Mason. Good angle, EA. That's fantastic angle from coming out of the pit lane. But yeah, so far gaps forming throughout the grid as strategies become more obvious. And Alfredo out of the session. That's another disconnect in the session. Danny Dine is the first one. Alfredo's the next one. That's going to really make him suffer. And Danny Dine has to pick up the scraps on that one. Let's see if he has fully disconnected. Sometimes he absolutely has. And the McLaren will lose a few positions here. That's for certain. He didn't get back in time. And Danny Dine going to get up to P7. and Grandad his race out for certain. And there we go, in behind Red Dogmatic and Grandad Gamer battling once again. That's allowed Edam back into the mix. So a nice switch from Grandad Gamer. That's going to give him the traction and the overhead speed to get back through. DRS wide open. Can Edam get back involved? Make it free wide off of that. He's back in the lobby now, so we'll be able to protect his P8 if he gets back in the car soon enough. Red Dogmatic has lost both positions there.
Connor is in the pits again.
Makes it interesting. Grandad Gamer, good defense.
It's the third time.
In P4 takes that back. 3.2 regards to Prince Oro, who's struggling with that front wing damage. I'm sure Grandad Gamer might know about his front wing damage as well. His 3 seconds is now closing.
Yep, you're telling me everything I need to know, Alex.
It'll all be changed.
Safety car.
Safety car is out.
Magnificent way, and definitely would have earned it. But now it's defending Edam and
What to do now?
With the safety car out, this is a good opportunity to pit.
Not going to
We'll
last
be a bit longer than
17
planned
laps,
on
is
the
it?
next tyres, but we can make it work. Just remember, we'll probably lose track position. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low, and we're going to risk the penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Fucking Delta.
Penalty. Leading on the
Okay, you've
safety
got a
car.
drive-through
It's
penalty.
Grandad Gamer
Been given a drive-through
on for
penalty.
maybe get himself podium. Now this is a good chance there for Prince Oro. He's going to get his front wing repaired. He'll ride on board. He's heading to the pit lane.
Fuck, that's not right.
He is going to get his front wing replaced. That's good for him, and that'll keep him in contention. So he's podium.
Right, let's
He's
go.
definitely
Come on.
pressure
Perfect
from
job on
the
the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop
the
time. We're happy with that one.
Alpines as well. And Aston Martin over Edam. Red Dogmatic stays out controversial.
speed
in
now,
the
let's get some heat into
Optics
those
for track
tyres.
position. He's got 16 laps to try and defend that. So yeah, a bit optimistic. It's because they'll have. Did he take that back? No, he doesn't. He shot to push it back. Thought he took it back then on the safety car. That would have been illegal. But still, 16 laps to go. We'll have another 2 on the safety car. And I'll have a drink, catch up on the race, and I'll be back by the end of the lap.
I see a 1 in the chat. I'm just gonna put
Say again?
I see a 1 on the prospects. It's a ticket. It's over. Accident at the first lap.
I know.
What?
Okay, stay out. Repeat, stay out. We can only serve our drive-through penalty after the safety cars come in. Stay out.
Someone's pitting. 2 pitting. What's Mason?
Mason's on hard.
Yeah. He's gonna have better tires to them.
What about Prince Arrow?
Prince Oro's back on medium. I look, I'll do the drive through and
Okay, mate, stay out. Repeat, stay out. We can't serve our drive-through under a safety car.
Not in this lap.
still a couple to join the team.
They have had 2 laps on the safety car now. Pit stops on the first lap of the safety car, but they're just waiting for safety car to come in once again. It will come in on lap 22.
Yeah, they're in the Delta.
Red Dog might have been on the harder contact side. We'll have a quick look at tyres as well. Alex Bengal Tyre Talk is back. Alfredo is stayed out on his 30 lap old hard, so is Grandad. That is hard since that first safety car.
My tyres are really cold.
I think it's rash. I do think it's rash. I think if more people opted for it, it would help them. But now, Grandad has got a big chance to get a car with 2 cars between himself and his competitor in Max in P4. But once again, Grandad on the hard compound type. Sorrow is back pretty much in the same position, but without the damage between himself and Max. So yeah, overall, not a bad option there to come to the pit and get that front wing repaired. So yeah, he's going to be racing till the end of the race. We'll check out every repair that you can see on the camera angle. It absolutely has. But yeah, nice camera angle, right? Very nice camera angle, watching the cars all come in shot, or come into focus as his head on the exit of sector 2. That's what Red Dog can do to try and protect the position from Grandad and lead a lap in
let's
the
get
race.
ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap.
Back in 2022 was absolutely magical, but here we go with Red Dog Matic. Lane's going to go for it. Lane's going to put his foot down. He's going quite quick, to be honest, on the restart. He only put his foot down now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, absolutely quite early. But he tried it later rather than early. So here comes Grandad. He could be able to get the move down at turn number 1. So Max and Alfredo with McLaren to the inside line on both of the cars as well. Grandad takes the lead of the race. Red Dog Mac in behind in P2. Might be under pressure from Max on the exit. He makes the move on Alfredo. So does Prince Sorrow under pressure from Grandad Gamer. As we head down to the Team Delago, down the Vector Aposta to the inside line. Max looks, cannot make the move. He's going to have to stay behind Red Dog Mac for another set of sequence of corners. Grandad takes the lead of the race, down at turn number 1. As Red Dog Mac tries to defend from Max at this phase of the race. 13 laps to go, not many. Nearly under 10. Grandad takes the lead at 1.2 second advantage in his favour. Max can't get close enough in the dirty air of the Haas to get the move done. And Max and Prince Sorrow also struggling to make a move on, well, past Alfredo as well. He may have kept it on Grandad Gamer. As we head down to the 1, these moves are going to have to be made. Max on the exit of Dunkal, pretty good exit, surely close enough this time now. He's in that slipstream and into number 1. Gonna benefit from Matt, pulls out the slipstream. Gas has been enabled now. He's moving all over Grandad Gamer into the pit lane. Must have got damage from his battle with Prince Oro, who also gets through on Alfredo. Now needs to make a move on Red Dog Matic into the top 3 once again, and so can try and resume his battle with Max. But Grandad takes a lead by 2.4 seconds in this race. Huge advantage for himself. He's on harder compound tires as well, and them tires come into play.
You can only hope for one more safety car.
Yeah, all a lot of people.
Race win is
I'm
in
coming.
his hands. He's got one hand on the trophy. Can he get the other by crossing line?
I'm going to win it all.
All the way to the line. Stray Dog, 3 seconds time out for himself. Multiple warnings. Another track minutes violation for himself. Himself and Alpha also the only 2 penalties at the moment out on the grid. As Red Dog Matic still keeping Oro behind. He's going to be fuming at this one. On the exit, he will get DRS. Get through. Needs a good exit of Dunkal. I think he's done that. Quite a tricky one on all the tyres, so Red Dog Matic will not see any benefit there. But DRS wide open. Flies through on the Haas of Dogmatic, and yeah, the 16 lap old tyre not holding for himself. And go in the final sector. So can he try and push on and make a move on Max? Has he actually got DRS there? Very close to the DRS of Max. Just over a second, and yeah, pretty close to the end of the race. Alfredo makes me on Red Dog Matic up to P4, but them guys need to try and defend now from Adam and Mason, and the following cars: Alberto Marcucci, Danny Dine, and Hagen as well in P10. Cruising is all the way down in P11, but yeah, still huge midfield fight going on, and let's see who can try and make the move on Red Dog Matic first. Exactly crucial to push it on and taking the 4th position, maybe in the podium anything happens up front, we saw earlier, anything happened, Prince Oro got damaged, that could took him out of podium contention. But at this phase in the race, got it repaired and can get down to the end of the race. Grandad in lead, Max in PT, Prince Oro rounding out the provisional podium, and head to just under 10 laps. And Grandad is coming to the pit lane now, so probably going to bet of medium compound size. No, it's not a good decision. Speaking of the pit lane count, is it going to be a retirement as well?
Damn. There's my race.
What happened, Red?
Not a strategy, not going in his favour at all.
Speeding.
Goes with the medium compound size. And Domatic having to come into the pit lane. Alfredo on the round under pressure from Adam. Down the inside, and heads down the inside. Mason, and he runs onto the grass, and that's not going to make a move on Alfredo too. But Adam gets a crucial move up into the top 4. Bismarck Future takes a 3-second time penalty for back limits. Warnings. Exploring out all bounds, but yeah, in P8 I might drop him out of the top 10.
Doing something right at least.
He's a lad out front, 2.7 seconds is the gap. Prince Oro has got back in that DRS, crucially to Max, and that could easily find him in the podium places and sat on P2. If we can try and fight this one to the end. A long old fight with Oro and Max, ended in damage early on. But he's got another chance to take it back, has Oro once again. 3 seconds is the gap to leader. Don't know if that will do it for him. Quite a bit closer there, let's see what Oro has in his locker. 2 tenths is the gap.
Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
In that slipstream 2, which is not going to get close enough this time round to make that move. Danny dying on the van, making it on Mason. Up into the top 6 he goes, easily flies through just before the Serie Lago. And up into the top 6, lovely doublet, and can easily fly through on Alfredo now and grab himself a top 5 position. Really strong race to Danny Dine. Definitely one to look out for. Upper 11 positions in the race from P17 on the grid up to P6. Grabs points in this race, it'll definitely one we should be talking about. And definitely driver of the day worthy. Drive and effort from Danny Dine in the Haas. And let's see if we can try and fight B down as well. Build the end for the top 4, and never there could be a magical podium if anything happens to the top 3. But Max and Prince Oro, here we go, battle between them two. Wheeling opens for Oro in the Mercedes. Looks to the inside line, can't get close enough into the center rest. He's going to have to be down the to Aposta and into the Serie Lago. Poor exit there from Oro. Not leaving 5.5 tenths behind, not really close enough to make a move. Max actually closing in on Grandad this time around. Maybe trying to put his foot down a bit more, maybe save a bit of battery, saving tyres until this battle here. Push on now. He can try and close any inroads on Grandad and keep Prince Oro behind. And crucial till the end of this race.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 3.0 seconds.
30 lap mark. Goes left session once again. That's going to be huge for his race, and that's going to be huge for Danny Dine. He's going to easily saunter into the top 5 on his medium compound tyres. Crucial move, crucial time. Danny Dine up into the top 5.
Oh, Mason needed you to get points today for the team.
Magical stuff from the Haas driver, who once again fights the odds even more. Top 6 to top 5. Let's see what his pace is like. A little bit of clear. 2 seconds gap.
Finally something now.
And yeah, to end out the race on a P4 will be absolutely special.
Both front and back.
Will absolutely do. Mason in behind has a 3-second time penalty, that could protect him even more. And let's see if we can try and hold him off, not mess about in battle, and push to the Aston Martin till the end of the race. Two steamers from the back of the grid from P19 up to P9 as well. Strong drive for himself. But let's see if we can push anything else in the race. Obviously Mason and Miles Burstmark, who's got 3-second time penalty, so maybe able to pick up those 2 positions just from that alone. Yeah, 3 seconds is the gap out front. 5 tenths between Oro and Max Albertman Puccio. Trying to make a move on Alfredo, obviously does get through with the go-to car, dropping positions and out all the top 10, and that's Alfredo's race over, I'm afraid. And yeah, I don't think he'll be scoring any points, and might be a retirement as well. But overall, let's see how Grandad finishes this race. Let's see what the gap will be at the end of the race, and when his tyres come into favour. over Max and Oro's. But so far, everyone's settling down in the race. Alfredo, unfortunately, is back in the session because unfortunately it isn't, but no, it is. And still on the older tyres, might be able to keep the top 10. Still, it's going to be a long road from here. Still the checkered flag, and everyone else around me having fresher tyres as well.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 10.5 seconds.
Oro and Max. Have a look at Cruise team as they're looking very close to Marcuccio and Mason. Both on 3 second time pads anyway, so Cruise team could find themselves into the top 6, which would be a magnificent drive from P19 as well. And yeah, Danny Dine and Cruise team is really strong effort from the pairing. Poor qualifying from Danny Dine. Cruise team I think retired a bit of Danny Dine. Well, here comes Hagen on Cruise team is getting back through into the top 8. Ooh, bit of a wobble on the exit. So far keeps it between the white lines. That will be a track limit violation there. And yeah, Mason might find himself under pressure from behind, as well as him putting pressure on Danny Dine as well. Through the cockpit cam.
I think it's going to be another fourth.
Into the top 5.
Another what? Another 4.
Nice move for himself. Push on.
Another fourth place.
Right into the point, and then
reduce deficit.
Q2 reserves in front of me, so I'm up 10.
And header as well. And increases to Danny Dine. And find himself.
Well, I've got to take
it. Yeah, they're going to struggle. And the harder compound tyres, his tyres coming into favour now over Danny Dine's, who's struggling to keep up with Adam's pace ahead, dropping a few tenths per lap. And yeah, still 5 laps to go in this race. And Alfredo is still losing touch of what's happened to Cruise team. Is out of nowhere, dropping pace, fighting the up pace. Max Alberto and Hagen have dropped.
Pile up.
But let's have a look at the tyres as well.
All we need is a balance, right?
Alfredo still on the one stop, 22 lap old hards. Yeah, Cruise team should not really be get overtaken from himself there. And yeah, I don't know why he's had a sudden drop of pace.
Somebody's off.
An increase in pace on Hagen, trying to get a few positions back after his few disconnects in the session. Alf, I think I'm looking down at turn number 9 and 10 at Pinheiro. But yeah, gets back on track. Won't be able to safe plan on to the end anyway. Not enough laps to go. As Grandad starts lap 32 of 36, coming down the first sector. And overall, it's going to be close between all of them.
Freesborough has begun 1 second.
Important in the closing stages of the championship. And Grandad at the moment looking good. Take a win here in Brazil. Grandad still racing for position with Hagen and Alberto Marcuccio. I think ideally for Hagen and Alfredo needs to keep it in the 3 seconds of Mason.
Well, Hagen's there as well. 3 cars.
Yeah, the position of Marcuccio will come. To both have penalties as well. Have they got 6 seconds or just 3 seconds? Both just 3 seconds. It makes it a bit more difficult for Hagen, Alfredo and Cruise teamers too. Who's fighting from P19 on the grid. Danny Dine still keeping Mason behind. This could be good for his final race position.
Really bad
to get through really and gain about a second a lap. George Mason who wants to keep the position.
Oh, Max and Prince are fighting
quite significantly. Prince Oro, making a move down the inside. Oh, Max is going deep low. That might have let Max have the better traction, the better run on the exit down to the Cia Delago, down the Retro Costa. Bit of a twitch as well for Oro. Here comes Max back up to P2, the inside line, got too far. And down the left-hander, inside line, done it well. And Max takes the position back. Can Oro fight anything back? With a bit of a switch back, he cannot this time around. 3 laps to go. 2.5 laps to go, should I say. And Max and Prince Oro, this battle has now fully begun and never really stopped from the start of the race. But once again, another chapter to be opened for this battle, and we're going for the rest of the season. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, it'll be a close one, heading to the checkered flag, and the Mercedes really ragging these and these medium compound tyres around to get his car ahead of the Ricard. Oh, that's a big slide as well. Maybe pushing too hard now, thinking about it too much, he wants it too much. And Prince Oro losing about 5 tenths of a second with that slide, reverse sliding away from him at the final corner. and Kizolad gets sails. We'll be starting the final laps pretty soon. Prince on the van. There we go, another bridge position. So I might be thinking now Max is tactically losing time to let him have the DRS and try and get past. So Max has the track position for the final lap and DRS for the final lap too. This time round Oro stays behind and Max definitely just needs to push on, I think, to a favourable option and keep and increase the gap.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
Not too long to go,
Okay,
34
gap to
or
the car in
36.
front.
And
6.7
heading on
seconds.
to the penultimate lap of the race in a moment's time. So far, I think settled down in the midfield. Boosting is losing time as well in P10. Alfredo still behind Hagen, and Mason still behind Danny Dye. At the moment, Stray Dog another 3-second time penalty from Stealth. They're struggling with track limits, and it appears to be uphill at Ferradura, where he can't keep it between them white lines. And yeah, once again, talks off another 3-second time penalty. Ultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Kizolad rounds out at the front in that Pro McLaren, shining bright above them all. And 5.8 seconds is absolutely managed this race perfectly out front from Max and Oro. Glad for everything had at him, but threw a bit too much at Mercedes, which denied him any chance of taking the win. Damage early on for Oro. Max squabbling in the positions, couldn't keep up after safety car as well, and few cars in between on all the tyres denied them any shot of winning this race and battling Kizzo out on track. He had the better pace overall, and in qualifying 2 times above him as well. So yeah, a strong race take for Kizzo Lad here into round 2. Start the final lap in a few moments time. Just seeing the bottom right corner happen. I think that might have been a lapped car. I think Kizzo Lad.
Oh my god.
On Alf. Final lap begins for Kizzo Lad. His final tour of the icon of the circuit into Lagos, and back uphill we go to the Senna S's. A bit of traffic to cope with in the Red Bull. I think it's what's to let him go as well, because he's just in the way slightly, which is quite frustrating. It's the Red Bull of Kate Off. I don't know what he's doing to the way through with that. Could get penalised, that's for certain. But Sora has lost track of Max as well, so that battle for P2. Run through the off, Max is definitely
yellow flag,
and could take P2 as well.
Not I'm aware of.
Magnificent performance from him. Might just keep this P5 out on track
Well,
as
the
well.
back marker jumping out of the way.
Down to Silverago. 5 tenths ahead, perfect gap, and stays ahead of the Haas on the final lap. That will go for
Stray Dog spun.
of this lap, and refused any options for Mason to get back through if his penalty did get a move as well. But overall, I think the race settled down. No more moves to be made to the line, that's for certain. We'll head back to the fronts, to the final main corner, final braking zone we go. Into Junkao. It was pole position for Kizzo Lad as well. 6.7 seconds. The gap overall is pushed on the final lap. Magnificent performance. Pole position by a few times. He took original pole for most of the session as well. A little away from the rest of the pack. It's
62 on the
round 2, tier 2, your race winner.
Rear right.
A magnificent drive from the McLaren. Next cross line, Max in P2. Fantastic job to grab P2. Couldn't have
Threw that away today.
Race win, but did a fantastic
Me too.
Paying attention under the safety car. He had some basis there, Ben.
Probably like a bit more of that race, maybe P2. So overall still on the podium.
Too bad. Threw it away.
Threw it away, man.
P4.
Good show, Ed. Should get you that permanent seat soon.
And not take anything away from
Yeah.
anyone else. Standing down
When the
12
next,
positions in this race from P17. Finishes in the top
we'll
5.
really see after
Danny
this
Dye, definitely driver of the day performance,
race.
magnificent job from himself.
If I'm at fault,
Finishes in
then
P6.
maybe Owen
Top 8 positions.
has
And we'll
changed
see
his
the rest of
mind.
the order in a few minutes time, but that's race over for tier 2 round 2. And
That's it.
yeah, strong race from
But
the front
otherwise, I
guys,
think
strong race on the
first in
mid-back.
line.
Not too many incidents, 2 safety cars, 1 VSC, but overall quite a light VSC at the end. And quite a light safety car, sorry, at the end in the dynamics of the race. We'll run through the final order, and
Threw that away.
there's a lad
Threw that away.
We're 1:10.9, fastest lap 2. Max